Moving on through to Raw.
Yep, another one, which, I mean, just amazing. Like, I love this so much. I can't even. First, mostly for Bronn. Like Bronn Breakker should be the happiest person in WWE right now. Like, he is literally, because he's willing to learn. Like, we know he's coachable. He's an athlete. He wants to learn. Also, I feel like dad and uncle are like, don't this up, boy. Like, this is your chance. They're not just putting like the rocket on you. Like, however you want it, because it's not so much being pushed to the top. It's giving you the opportunity to learn. And that's where, and I'm glad I was able to remember this, because I thought of this the other day. I was listening to somebody else's I forget who I was listening to, and I feel like I heard this on more than one thing, but people are trying to add another person to this group. Whether they do or not, we've talked about that. It could work if it's the right way. You know, Becky's probably going to be a part of it, whatever, but people are like, Bronn is the Batista. And I just really don't like that. He's the Randy Orton in this situation for me, where he's the complete yes, he is a beast. He's a powerhouse. But Batista was kind of just the muscle until he turned at the end and showed he had a brain. But, Batista was more the muscle. He was the older guy that they were going to put in that big position to murk people. And Bronn will, spear the crap out of people, but he's the total package. He can cut a promo. I want to make sure I put that on record of, like, he's the Randy Orton of this. If you're comparing the evolution, Heyman is Flair, Rollins is Triple H. I don't look at it that way either, but I'm just saying, like, and that's why I say if they don't add anybody else, that's fine. But if they do add somebody, I hope it is a monster, like a Bronson Reed or an Obafemi. I don't know. Like, those guys probably wouldn't work. I'm just saying if they add, I would hope it would be somebody who would be like the giant monster. I just think I think the group needs is Becky, and they're fine. But that's
I went the exact. I'm not comparing this to any group at all. When I first saw them, I'm like, this is their own thing.
Yeah,
let's let them be their own. Don't be adding anybody to it unless you're building up slowly to it and hinting around to it.
Right, or something that works.
There's no need to add. There's no need to add.
There isn't. Like, it only add if it makes sense and if it works. Like Becky being a heel and part of this, and kind of Heyman running the show on a few different levels. This is controlling the women's division, whatever. That makes sense. But yeah, unless there's a specific need, because it's not like Bronn's green and you need to hide him in a tag team. He's fine. He'll be cool. He'll be great. I think this is the biggest opportunity he's ever had, and trying to think back of anybody between this and when, like, Randy Orton was put into Evolution to learn under Triple H and Ric Flair. Like, has anybody been given more of an opportunity to, like, just, if you're willing to sit there and ask questions and learn, you are set for life.
I've noticed with this group here in particular, either you are a fan of Seth Rollins or you do not like Seth Rollins at all. I've heard both criticisms. People don't like Seth because of his old shtick, and he's going back to it a little bit, which I don't like. But I've been hearing a lot of people don't like Seth talking when they got Heyman sitting right there, which I kind of agree with, sort of. You have one of the best promos in the business standing there, and Seth's talking, so I don't know.
Yeah. No,
that's just what I'm hearing.
I agree, and I feel like one of the reasons why it was so successful initially was because he started off that first on the night after Mania where he was low talking and kind of that. And yeah, I agree with you. Is that, I mean, we've been saying it from before we ever did a show together, from being friends and whatever. We like the serious Seth. We like Seth, who he is, as that Seth. So yeah, no, I wholeheartly agree with that.
I think they need Heyman to talk more and Seth to talk a little less. And when Seth does talk, like you said, talking that friggin' scary heel soft tone.
And I'm kind of hoping that this, with what they did of bringing Sami out and having Seth laying out his vision here and kind of showing what happens, you're either with us or against us. Hopefully from here, he can kind of play more of the role of, look, I've said what I need to say. Heyman will take care of it. He can do it from here, because that is what's needed. We need more. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. We need him. We always need Heyman speaking, in my opinion. He's the best. He's the best on the mic of this we'll see. We could probably say safely of this century. You know, anybody before him, who are the other greats of like, you know, Cornette and Heenan and the other band, you know, those guys, they were all much, much older and or at least from more back in the day. But I thought this was good of how they set this up with Sami, where they kind of set the ultimatum up for him and Bronn looking at him like he was going to kill him. Bronn also looking like he put on an entire can of fake tan. I don't know exactly how that works, but he was trying to rival MJF with, I feel like, with some.
Oh, he overtook that.
Yeah. And I feel like I feel like that's when Bronn wants to be a full heel. That's what he, you know, that's what he does. That's what he did in NXT. It was like he put on as much tan as possible. But what was cool, and again, we'll tell this kind of at least chronologically, was what happened. You know, they said you've got till the end of the show, and then Sami went backstage and ran into Cross. But I want to at least show this picture that I saw online of how Karrion Kross at least dresses in his hair of who he's trying to emulate or mess with his hair looking like Xavier's and Sami's, and AJ Styles is the one that really stood out to me with the straight hair and like how he set it up to flow out that way. But this week rivaled it with this shot. I thought this, because I'd seen the online people talking about it before, and I thought it was a cool little Easter egg. But this week it was like less of an Easter egg and like slamming you right in the face with it. Yeah. So I'm hoping they do something more with this with Cross, but we'll see.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah,
they've given him enough little pushes now where this is it.
Well, and if you watch the stuff that he uploads online, there is a lot more to what's going on that he's been able to weave into a story. And with how he's a Triple H guy, I feel like he's one of the guys that I've talked about it before, that Triple H is like, just stay where you are, do what you're doing. We're not going to bury you. We're not going to push you yet, but in the right moment, you know, we're going to throw you forward. And I feel like Bronson Reed is still the most prime example of that, where he was floundering and everyone's like, he's being wasted. There was like, what was his name in that New Japan when he left? Jonah. There was like the Jonah is all elite sign memes being made because he was being wasted, blah, blah, blah. And then 1 week they had him tsunami Seth 6 times on Raw, and the next week he beat up somebody else. The next week he beat up somebody else, and the next week he was a star. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't take that long if you're booked right. I mean, I always hate to like always reference the same things, but Jim Cornette nails it. He talks about it all the time of like what you need to do to get somebody, you want to slam somebody over. I mean, that's like how with Josh Alexander, they debuted him and beat him. Like, no, I don't care if he goes the distance with Adam Page. You got to have him come in and smash people. Look what they did with Jacob Fatu. He came in, he smashed everybody they put in front of him, and he's a star. And he was a star.
They got to do something with Karrion pretty soon, dude. He's 39 years old, man.
I agree. They do. But
and we'll see. This will be it.
I will say. But then that also led to Sami coming out, saying no, and being beaten up, as we kind of knew. We all saw that kind of coming. He got beaten up. He got speared by Breakker, and then he got the stomp from Seth. So I don't know if Sami's being written off TV for a little bit. I mean, he hadn't been on TV much anyway. I don't know if there was something going on there. I don't pay much attention to the dirt sheets. Not that they would get the news right anyway, but it was a good Raw. I enjoyed it. The SmackDown after Mania was good. This is a good follow-up to Raw. I'm excited for the storylines. I didn't realize that. I mean, there's one more Raw, and that's the go-home show of Raw before the pay-per-view. I mean, I guess with SmackDown, everything kind of bleeds over back and forth, so there's those. But dang, it came up quick.
Yep. Pretty fast.
All right.
Which we knew it kind of would have, but that's...
Yeah, no, you're right. You are right. You are right. All right. So I think it's probably a good spot for us to end here today. We've kind of covered back up to the week. And so thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As always, please, as we said before, subscribe.
Sunday. Yes.
Sunday. Oh, yeah, I was getting there. I was going to hit it with the like, subscribe, share it with a friend, bring somebody to the spaces on Sunday, or be sure to listen to the replays here on YouTube. But yeah, this Sunday, 8:05 p.m. Eastern, Kevin Apollo from Toonie Talk Wrestling on the Toonie Town page, which is something we promoted in the past. If you listen to our conversation with Awful Wrestling, that's another one of their 4 main co-hosts. So we're slowly knocking them out. We're trying to bring in the people that make content that we enjoy and that kind of work with us. So that's fun. I'm still super excited about that, dude. I'm really glad the audience got to hear my live reaction to that, because that was 100%. Oh, really? That's awesome. I'm so pumped.
Wish I could have planned that, but I didn't.
It's all right. We've got it recorded forever, so it'll be out, because I will get this posted right away, and I will also start promoting the spaces as well. And we will see everybody for Sunday night spaces. Thanks, everybody. We will catch you next time.